So today's lesson will be about dividing fractions, chapter 4, lesson 8, last lesson for this video, last lesson for this chapter. And the key concept of this lesson is to divide by a fraction. Okay, you need to multiply by its multiplicative inverse or reciprocal. Two things we need to know, or actually one thing we need to know. We need to know what a multiplicative inverse is or what a reciprocal is. They're the same. So the definition of a multiplicative inverse, the simple definition, two numbers whose product is 1, okay? Two numbers whose product is 1 are called multiplicative inverses or reciprocals right here. So if their product is equal to 1, they're called multiplicative inverses or reciprocals. What does that mean? Okay? So when you talk about a multiplicative inverse, okay, if I get 1/4, for example, okay, for me to be able to get a product of 1, I need to multiply this by 4 over 1, okay, which gives me 4 over 4 or 1. So that means 1/4 and 4 over 1 are multiplicative inverses or reciprocals of each other. And that's exactly what it's saying here in the rule. So when I divide 7/8 divided by 3/4 right here, okay, I am changing my division into multiplication, and I'm getting the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse of 4/3, which is 4 over 3. Why? Because if I get 3/4 times 4 over 3, the product will be equal to 1, because that is the same as 12, okay, over 12 or 1. Okay, again, we change the division into multiplication, and we get the reciprocal of the other fraction, okay, which is 4 over 3 in this case. So here, when we are dividing 3 divided by 1/4, okay, 3 divided by 1/4, okay, we are basically changing division into multiplication. We are getting the reciprocal of 1/4, which is 4, okay. So 3 divided by 1/4 is the same as 12 because it is the same as 3 times 4. The result will be the same, okay? And that's why they're called reciprocals, because 1/4, okay, if I get 1/4 multiplied by 4, like this one right here, that'll give me a product of 1, okay? And let's look at example number 1 and see how that works. You have 1/3 divided by 5. So again, we want to get 1/3. Okay, we don't change 1/3, so it's the same. And we now change division into multiplication. And then we get the reciprocal of 5, which is 1 over 5. So 1/3, okay, divided by 5 is changed into 1/3 divided by 5 over 1. We just put a denominator there. And now we follow the rule. Okay, if you notice, we bring down 1/3. We change division into multiplication, and we get the reciprocal of 5 over 1, which is 1 over 5. So, according to our lesson from 4-6, multiplication fractions, we multiply straight. 1 times 1 is 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Okay? So that is 1/3 divided by 5. Okay? Let's take a look at example number 2. So here we know we have 3/4 divided by -1/2. We want to write it in simplest form. So first and foremost, look at the problem. You have a negative divided by a positive divided by a negative. When you have a positive divided by a negative, you know that right away that the product or the quotient will be a negative. So you know that our answer will be negative. Okay? So we have negative 3/4 divided by -1/2. Again, we change division into multiplication. We get the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse of -1/2 or -2 over 1. Okay? And then we simply multiply. So when we multiply, we can actually cross cancel. GCF of 4 and 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And multiply 3 times 1 and 2 times 1. and we end up with negative 3 halves, okay, as the answer, or as a mixed number, it's negative 1 and 1/2. Remember how we convert an improper fraction into a mixed number? 3 goes in, 2 goes out. 3, how many 3's? 2 is going to 3, that's 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Subtract that, you have a remainder of 1, and that's how you get 1 and 1/2. Okay? So let's do the got it problems. I will do 1, and you do B and C. I will do A. Okay, let's do 3/4 divided by 1/4. Okay, again, we simply bring down 3/4. We change division into multiplication, and we get the reciprocal of 1/4. The reciprocal of 1/4, or the multiplicative inverse, is basically the same as flipping the fraction. Okay, so we simply flip 1/4 to become 4/1. So now I can cross cancel. The 4 cancels out, and this becomes 3/1, or simply 3. Okay, so 3/4 divided by 1/4 is the same as 3. Okay, so do B and C. Make sure you look at the signs when you're doing B and C. Okay? Okay, so do B and C on your own. Now let's see how we can divide mixed numbers. Again, for us to be able to divide mixed number, okay, there are 2 steps we need to take. The first step tells us that we need to rename the mixed number as a fraction greater than 1, or simply put, we just have to uh, rename our mixed number into an improper fraction. Okay, and the second step is the same as what we've been doing in the previous examples. We simply multiply, okay, the first fraction by the reciprocal or the multiplicative inverse of the second fraction. Okay, so let's take a look at how this works. Let's find 2/3 divided by 3 and 1/3. So here we have a mixed number. We need to convert that into an improper fraction. 3 and 1/3 converted into an improper fraction is the same as 3 times 3 plus 1 all over 3, or 10/3. So 3 and 1/3 is actually 10/3. So we can rewrite 2/3, okay? We can rewrite 2/3 divided by 3 and 1/3 as 2/3 divided by 10/3 right there, okay? And now we simply bring down, okay, let me erase this because this was a lesson previously. We bring down 2/3. We change division into multiplication. We get the reciprocal of 10/3 as 3/10. Okay? And we start cross canceling. The 3 cancels out. That's why you have 1 and 1. 2 and 10 cancels out because the GCF is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 10 divided by 2 is 5. Right there. So 1 times 1 is 1. Okay? And that gives you 1/5. So 2/3 divided by 3 and 1/3 is actually equal to 1/5. Okay? Okay, I'll do 1 with you, and then you do D and F. So let's do E. Letter E is negative 3/4 divided by 1 and 1/2. Again, we have a negative divided by a positive, so you know right away that our answer should be negative because a negative divided by a positive is a negative. Okay, first step, we need to convert our 1 and 1/2 into an improper fraction. So this is 1 times 2 plus 1 over 2, which gives us 3/2. So I am going to rewrite this as negative 3/4 divided by 3/2. Okay, now that's an improper fraction. We can now follow our rules on division of fractions. We simply bring down 3/4, and this becomes multiplication. and we get the reciprocal of 3 over 2, which is 2 over 3. And we can actually cross cancel from here. I can cancel out my 3. That's a 1. That's a 1. GCF of 4 and 2 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Okay. So the result is negative 1 half. So letter E is negative 1 half right there. Okay. And do D and F on your own. See how you do. Finally, the word problem example right here. The side pieces of a butterfly house are 8 1/4 inches long. How many side pieces can be cut from a board measuring 49.5 inches long? So basically what it's saying, if you have a board that measures 49 inches long, 49 1/2 inches long, how many 8 1/4 can you make out of that board? Okay, so this is a good example of division of mixed numbers. Now you get 49 1/2, and you divide it by 8 1/4. That's what you see here. Okay, and now find the improper fraction of 49 1/2, which is 99 over 2. Okay, why? Because 49 plus 2, or sorry, 49 times 2 plus 1 over 2 is the same as 99 over 2. Okay, and 8 1/4 following the same process is the same as 33 over 4. So what do we do next is now we can multiply the fraction with the other fraction's reciprocal. So we bring down 99 over 2, we change division into multiplication, and we get the reciprocal of 33 over 4, which is 4 over 33. And we start cross canceling. Okay, the greatest common factor of 33 and 99 is 33, so 33 divided by 33 is 1. 99 divided by 33 is 3. The greatest common factor of 2 and 4 is 2, so 4 divided by 2 is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. We simply multiply straight. Okay, so 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1, so it's 6 over 1. Okay, 6 over 1 is the same as 6. So you can actually make 6 side pieces out of that 49 1/2 inch board. Okay, and that is the lesson for today. If you don't understand an example, I suggest you please rewind it and watch and listen to it again. Okay, thank you for watching.